All right, so I'm Tom Persichetti. You can see on Zoom my name. I go by the DJ handle Northside. I play for WNUR Street Beat at Thursday nights, like midnight, 2 a.m., whatever time, basically. Um, and then this is gonna be my friend who's joining to help conduct the interview as well. So Andy, I don't know if you want to go ahead.
Hi, I'm Andres, just a buddy of Tom's, here to help out. I'm a musician. I do a lot of ambient music, but don't have a really big online presence. So just excited to get to know you and learn a little bit more about your story.
Cool.
Hi, and introduce myself. So I'm DJ Holographic. My name's Ariel. I'm from Detroit. I've been DJing for like about 11 years this summer. I love all types of music. By majority play a lot of house, disco, techno, R&B, funk music, anything with a good lyric and catch and hook. I just enjoy music. It's nice, my jam. But I also listen to a lot of other stuff too, like ambient, but mainly a lot like slow rhythm beats, like J Dilla, electronica. I do enjoy country music, but that's just like a side note. Also love rock music, and I mean like more Nirvana or the band called Death, punk music. So I just like music. I'm here for that, for the sounds.
Awesome. We all love music. That's all why we're here, pretty much. So, I guess to kind of start off the interview, we're just gonna go ahead and start from the beginning and ask, where did you get your start in music?
Um, that's an interesting question. Like a start, I feel like you mean like work wise or just like listening to it wise.
We can go f-
Anywhere.
we can go from listening wise over into work wise if you want. However you want to answer
Of,
that question.
of course. I guess listening wise, I've always listened to music. I think my best friend would probably be the radio. I would listen to a lot of songs on the radio growing up here in Detroit. Also a lot of car rides. As a toddler, we did live in Maryland for a bit, and every summer we would come from Maryland to Detroit with my mom, and she would have lots of cassette tapes. So we were listening to the cassette tapes in on the radio on the in the car, and so I listened to things like actually was listening to it earlier today, Michael Franks. I would listen to Michael Franks with the Vandross, a lot of like stuff from the mid '80s. A lot of the time, sometimes in mid '80s. And so she'll play those, and then that same kind of music would be also in the radio in Detroit. So it was a lot of different types of music, from funk to Motown. Um, but it was really nice. I really enjoyed the radio, the collective taste. That makes sense to me, because every genre has a root intention somewhere, and so it was easy just to pick it up and understand why the DJ on the radio would pick a David Bowie song and then right after play a Motown track. It would kind of click to me very well because they might be more disco-y, or it might have been a moment of universal, like David Bowie's very like spacey, so they might play like a spacey song in between. So I don't know. I really love the radio. It definitely had a lot of storytelling. Then there would be my parents would influence me, as you heard. Like my mom would have so many tapes, and then we went to tapes to cassette tapes to CDs, and then they became my CDs until she decided to start writing her name on some of her CDs to let me know that they were not mine. So, um, yeah, that's my introduction to music. It's always been there. There's never been a time without music.
I really like that story. It sounds like you have a really eclectic background in terms of the music that you started listening to, and it sounds like that's really translated forward into your working life as well as a DJ.
Yeah, it definitely has, and also like meeting new people, getting to hear their taste and how they take in music. It's always a fun journey. There's always this one thing I have to keep reminding myself is that I won't be able to listen to everything. And it does make me lightly sad, but also not traumatized to try to find everything. It'll come to you naturally, so you won't have to force it. There's like moments of being a crate digger that you want to find the right jams and be in the right place, the right time to find these songs, but you also have to be like, it's okay not to find everything, so you don't go insane. Because I've seen DJs drive themselves insane trying to find every single song.
Yeah, that is definitely something that I'm trying to shy away from. I definitely struggle with that when I'm trying to find music myself.
Yeah, it's really hard, right?
It,
But
it
you want to keep going into the hole.
it's extremely hard. That sometimes you just gotta cut yourself off and just take those 30 or 40 tracks that you found that you really liked and play those ones.
Yeah.
So, so you're a DJ and a producer, and so what is your process that you go to, or when you go to create something new? Like, what is the process that you take when you want to create something?
When I want to create something, as a DJ, when I want to create something, it's changed over the years, but it's always been the main focus is storytelling. So I'm always trying to tell a story with the songs and take us on a journey. And the journey could be something like, what's the best way to start it? I was mad at a landlord once, and I decided that I just wanted to play like songs. I'm sorry, can I say that? Okay.
You're all good.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I was like in an attitude. I was like, I'm just like really upset, and my journey was just like trying to be like, the man, like this guy just blatantly rude, and I'm just like, you know what? Like I'm not having, and then I interpret that journey of like, that energy, but then also be like, okay, I need to build confidence to be able to handle myself in these situations. So let me build a confidence storytelling and just kind of like telling that moment, okay, I'm mad at you. Now I'm building the confidence of, express my feelings. Then after that, I get to a point of like, okay, we're having conflict here. Then kind of like come to a solution. Or if there's no solution in my story, then we're back to conflict. But I'm going to keep like holding my own in this battle. So it's kind of like, I've had stories like that. I've also had stories of, me being tired of my 9 to 5, or somebody, I can tell somebody just walked into the club and I could tell like, okay, this came from their 9 to 5 job. I can tell they're like the stress level of the shoulders are up really high. And I'm like, okay, how can I calm you down and like make you realize like, yeah, the 9 to 5 is here to pay your bills. And then the music's here to like kind of take you to a nice place. And I'll take that person on the journey of like, okay, you took care of business, you handled your stuff, and now it's time to like come back to like everything is like heart centered and everything's one and you got this and you did a great job. So that would be a way of how I would guide as a DJ. So that's me improvising on the spot, but I would also say pick songs that I feel like that have that same energy, especially with lyrics. Lyrics makes it so much easier. A good bass line can change it. It could be kind of a darker tone, and maybe that might be more of a moment of like trying to get more of a shadow essence of anger out. To kind of play with the tones and the vocals a lot. And then when it does for production, it's kind of a little different. I'm still finding my space there. So for me, it's kind of, let me just write down what I'm feeling. Like even saying like, I'm feeling very passionate, and I'll try to make a song that's just passionate and see what happens. I do notice I work better with others than playing or making songs for myself. But that's because I learned how to DJ with like some of my friends, and so I'll play one track and then they'll play off of me, and then we have like a whole loop in a circle, and that's how I did for DJing. With production, I'm trying to be more in a space with other producers and just doing things by myself. That's how I learn. I learn off of other people very quickly. But like I said, I think the first thing that comes to mind is maybe playing a melody for me and then going to the drums. Because when I start going straight to drums, I notice that I'll stick with drums and not want to put any melody at all. I need to like balance that out. I'll get lost in the drums and there'd be no melodic essence. So I hope that makes sense. It's still a work in progress for everything. I've been DJing for 11 years. I'm still finding new things to do with production. Been on and off in my life and like more on in the last 2 years. It's definitely a new pressure. I'm just trying to try everything new. I have what I love to call it being new set of eyes. So I don't have any rules for the production yet.
Nice. Thank you for that really thorough answer.
Oh yeah.
I love that approach that you brought up, kind of like music as storytelling, and you're like improvising this story for your audience.
Yeah.
That's a really like creative way to think about things. It's really cool.
I appreciate it. It's I think I also like movies, so that kind of helps in that process.
Nice. Well, I did take we both took a listen to the music that you have streaming on Spotify, mainly your EP Parallel Shifting.
Yeah.
You seem to take a lot of inspiration also from the city of Detroit. I'm wondering if you could speak to that, what the energy in Detroit is like. As someone who's never been there, I'm really curious about just that in general.
Like Detroit is I really love Detroit. I mean, I'm from Detroit, but to me, why I always find it so fun is there's a lot of different, describe it. It's a very, how do you describe my city? It's the people. It's definitely the people that make it really inspiring to keep coming back and being grounded. Because it's a city that definitely does their best to take care of each other. And I feel that between random strangers. I find that from friends I've had for 15 years. And even when people come to the city of Detroit for the first time and they'll bump into somebody at a restaurant or a bar, they tend to tell me that the people just took them out for the night. It was like, oh, I'm from out of town. I don't know what to do. And the people would be like, okay, well, we're almost done with dinner. How about you come with us? Because we're about to go adventure for the night in Detroit, either being going to bars or clubs or going to a game or just like hanging out in somebody's backyard. It's a very grounded, chill space. You can always have fun. But you just have to talk to the people. You can't just pretend that we're not there. And that's what a lot of big cities do. They pretend that the other person next to you isn't there, even though you know the person next to you. So that's a big difference for me. I also enjoy Art Deco. Honestly, I also like Chicago. I think I went to Pittsburgh for the first time, and that had a lot of Art Deco too. And that was crazy. And there's always music being heard on the streets. Like there's not a lot of people, but people love playing music in their cars. People love playing music in their homes. You might hear like when you're walking by. So it's a really musical city still in that way.
Great. Yeah. You mentioned Chicago there. How do you feel about coming to Chicago again?
I love Chicago. Chicago is just like a bigger part of Detroit to me. The only thing is like I can't like say hi as much to people at a bar. I can lightly do that if like there's a sports game going on and I know what sports going on. I can do that. But Chicago I really enjoy, especially like going to Smart Bar the most, and going to Gramophone and spending all my good earnings there. So.
Those are two of our favorite spots as well. Definitely iconic locations in the city.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. And also just I have a lot of friends there too. So I feel like if I ever decided to move from Detroit, Chicago would be a very easy fit for me without having to make new friends.
We briefly mentioned those like iconic places in Chicago, right? Smart Bar,
Yeah.
Gramophone. What kind of iconic places would you consider in Detroit to be? Do you?
Yeah.
If I were saying that I'm going to Detroit this weekend, where would you tell me to go?
where would I tell you to go? This weekend too. Okay, so this weekend special, we have a thing called Charivari this weekend. And so Charivari is actually used to be I guess it was a party company if I think correctly, during the 70s, because my mom, they were actually throw parties during my mom's high school years. I even have like a little little ticket in her like high school photo book of it says Shari Direct Drive. I'm sorry, it's a Direct Drive company is what's called. And then they eventually the people that did Direct Drive as a party down the years, you know, they still love house music, they still like dancing. They over the years, you know, did their living like having a family and kids. They still did this thing called Shari Bar, so that people from Direct Drive, this party back in the 70s, eventually did stuff with Charivari or the same collective. To think of a collective for that long, it makes you have hope for other people to like when they start a collective, they can do other things. So Charivari is happening this weekend, but also like overall in Detroit on a regular basis, you have like I said, you have to ask the people. There are places like Marble Bar, which I really love playing. It's just around the corner for me. I really enjoy that space. I love the staff. I love playing there. I can kind of do whatever I want to do. The same thing comes down to a TV bar. Like that's really fun. That's been around for a bit. And you can like you're like right in the heart of the city, like right next to Grand River, major street, and you're outside in the patio. It's really fun. Great house music, good techno. Then we have a new venue called Spotlight, and that one I haven't played there yet because I've been so busy in the studio. But I really enjoy just being there during the day or at night. It's a coffee shop, but last weekend they had Theo Parrish play for a 6 to 9 hour set, um, and just walk on in. It's very casual, um, but I'd always, like I said, talk to the people, because the other thing too is that when you start talking to certain people and you kind of find the same people that might like going to Smart Bar or Gramophone in Detroit, you might find after hours. And those are things that I really would want people to do, especially who love the music that we do. These are obviously illegal places, but if you want to go and experience like music overall as a human experience, and I would make friends.
That's really great advice. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Music makes friends easily, I promise.
Definitely, definitely. So, figured I'd ask you this. So the pandemic has been going on for what is it, 18 months now? It's been going on,
Still going, yeah.
still going. How has that affected your DJing career, and are you excited that things are gonna get better? Which I'm going to assume yes, but you know, how has
Yeah,
that affected you?
a lot. It's definitely affected me a lot. As a DJ, like that's what I was doing for like years, especially the last maybe 3 or 4 years. Like that was actually becoming my income stream. And it hurt. It hurt a lot financially. There was a lot of things I didn't know what I was going to do exactly. I had a lot of ideas, but they're all things I just started. So you're like the concept of trying to start a new project during a pandemic, excuse me, and hope that the foundation for it all will grow and build, was kind of not comforting to me. And also, like everybody else in the city of Detroit, also live off of a lot of going out and DJing. So a lot of my community was being hurt too. Some of us were able to take care of each other better, just because you know some of us, for me personally, I pay my taxes off of my income stream, but some people don't. So a lot of people get paid under the table, and that's majority of DJs do, and that's just how the music industry is. It's like a lot of it just it's paid under the table. And so they did hurt a lot of people, and you know me doing the best I could for certain friends, um, and then still kind of keeping their hope alive. Not just by like, oh, one day we'll go back to DJing, but just know that you still love music no matter what happens. and then make sure that's still your driving force to wake up in the morning, even if you're not getting paid for it for the time being. I had to keep reminding myself that too, because some days I just wouldn't listen to music, and then I would feel kind of shitty during the pandemic. And I'm like, why do I feel shitty? It's like, oh, you stopped listening to music for a second. You've been kind of listening to podcasts and not listening to music. But right now, I'm feeling very hopeful. There are things, you know, that are shutting down again. I've noticed, but there are things opening up. All I know is that on my note that I did everything I possibly could do as an artist was stay at home the entire time until I got vaccinated. Um, and yeah, I mean, there was nothing else I could do on my end. So now it's like up to the people that, you know, I don't know, that want to get vaccinated or not, or stay at home. Personally, I believe if you don't want to get vaccinated, that's fine, but just stay at home and figure out something else to do. Um, not forcing you to do anything. So I don't know, that's just my little 2 cents, I guess. I can't do what I love if people don't work as a community.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that pain. It's definitely frustrating, but you have to recognize that there are things that you just can't control, right? And um, hopefully everyone gets on the same page and acts as a community, but you know, you can only do what you can do, right? So
Yeah, no, definitely. You're going to do what you can do. And the other thing is we were saying, like, control, I would never want to control another person. I can barely do it right here. That's all I need to do. Once I take care of myself, then it just shines on the others. You don't want to ever try to put that energy out there. It's not worth it.
yeah, for sure. Um, I was looking at your about page, and you have a pretty impressive like resume in terms of where you've performed and places that you've had gigs at.
I
Um,
appreciate that. Thank you.
do you have like a favorite experience or place that you've traveled so far in your career, or just one that sticks out maybe?
I really like traveling a lot. Am I the best traveler? No, but I really like traveling. What would stick out the most? I feel like maybe my first time in San Francisco. That was a really great experience. I got to hang out with a gentleman named Mark, and he was a DJ, but also a co-owner at the Stud. And seeing a club that I believe the term is call it what's the word for it? We don't have them much in Michigan. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of people that co-own the Stud. I can't think of what you would call it on the top of my head. Oh my god, it was like I have such a fuzzy mind. But there's a lot of people that work at the Stud but also own it, and it's just I thought that was the most coolest thing in the world that these people that DJ here, bartend here, help pay the rent here pretty much. Though events here own the club too. Most clubs I go to, it's like has a board of directors or there's a family-owned space, so it's only one person owns it and everybody else takes care of it. Something like that. But for a whole community to like take care of the Stud, a club like this, and it's actually a very legendary, iconic club. I thought it just blew my mind and wish that honestly, as we're talking about this, I think I need to research more and maybe have this in Detroit. So something that talk out my thoughts. Um, I think it's beautiful that that was a thing in the United States and that it bloomed. I love that space. I love San Francisco a lot. I think also it's kind of like all year round is my favorite season, which is fall. So it always felt really refreshing. I enjoy Oakland too. And another place I really enjoy that feels familiar is Berlin. Um, Berlin to me just feels familiar like Detroit. Um, of people just work ethic or people's like kind of attitude. It's very, very cool like that, especially the musicians. So that would be one place. I'm trying to think of other places. I don't know. That's definitely I've been to a lot, but definitely that's the energy. And it's not always about the clubs, just like the city itself or the food. I do sadly judge places by the food and the people.
So to go off that, you said you'd played over in Berlin, and
Yeah.
we saw that you played over at the famous Spokane Panorama Bar. Sorry.
Yeah. I've only played there once. Yeah.
If you don't mind telling us a little bit more about that experience, because it's a mystery to all of us that haven't been there.
That you haven't been there. Yeah. So to me, that was my third time being in the building. But my first time playing. And that is actually one of my favorite sets that I've ever played in my life. Um, and it was really magical to me because I had a lot of friends already there from New York. The Carrie Nation, Will and Nita, they're from New York. Great, great music if you ever get the chance to hear them. They're also part of a three, I don't know what you call it, three people collective now. Will, Nita, yeah, Will and Nita and Justin. The Majorettes, super everything, so good. They were actually on the Majorettes were actually on my compilation for Detroit Love Volume 5. Super nice. But they were there. But how Panera Bar is, I don't want to explain too much of the inside other than like the stairs. So I'm playing my Panera room and I'm just giving it all. Like I'm really enjoying the whole set from beginning to end, which is rare. But there's one song I played and it's by Will and Nita, and I'm just playing it because it just felt right. It just felt really good. I'm like, this is the time to play it. And as soon as like maybe 30 seconds in, maybe a minute, I see them on my right, and they were not there before. And I was looking at them like, did you know? Were you already here? And they're like, no, no, we were walking up the stairs, and then we hear our song being played. And so we're both having this magical moment of synchronicity, I guess, in a way, of like letting them know they're here at the right time, knowing I'm playing the song at the right time, and just really enjoying the essence. And yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of very, to me, synchronicity, very perfect timing, meeting the right people, but also hearing songs that you really enjoy and love playing. And then I just love it. I want to play there again, but also not be too attached to my first experience playing there. I want it to always be fresh and new. But it's a place if you ever get the chance to go.
Cool. Well, we are excited to see you play at the ARC Music Festival here in Chicago in September. Can we expect anything from your set, or you seem to have a really like kind of free flow philosophy when it comes to building your sets, possibly? So, can we expect something maybe new or unreleased, or is there anything to get excited about for your set?
I do have a couple tracks that are very new. So I will play them, see how they sound loudspeakers. So that would be fun. And then yeah, I'm actually tagging. So I'm playing with Hero, and I'm really excited to. I know my face looked weird as soon as I said that. I don't tag very often, but I know with her it's going to be very, very fun. I never tagged with her before, but I have a good feeling that it's gonna be fun with her. She's very she's also she comes to Detroit a lot. So when I first met her, I thought she was from Detroit. Her personality is very Detroit, but she lives in Chicago. But I'm actually pretty excited because she's very sassy. I feel like our music tastes will blend really well, but it's very different. But yeah, it's gonna be different, and it's going to be definitely even more, free flow when you're talking to another person. So I'm trying to have a conversation with her while having a conversation with the crowd. But I'm really excited. So are you guys gonna pop up for the whole weekend? Or are you going to pop up for one day?
Me personally, I'm gonna try to come every day for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
It'll be a little tough because I'm currently in the middle of a job search. So, uh, gonna try to definitely for sure. I want to hear everyone play. The whole
Yeah.
lineup looks great. Looks amazing.
Yeah, it really does. No, definitely if you can, try to come out. If not, reach out to me, see what I can do. I always love trying and supporting letting people come through. Yeah.
And then I guess
Wait,
oh, go ahead.
oh, I'm listening. I'm listening.
And then I guess to bounce off of that, is there anyone there that you are excited to personally see or listen to yourself?
Yeah, yeah, there are a few. I think it's Channel Triz. I met him in West Antigua this summer, and he's super chill, super cool, funny. Um, but his music's also really great. The last, um, a controller, a few other things. I really enjoy his music. And another person that I definitely want to see Sath play. I haven't seen Sath play in a while. I got a whole list. Then Gene Ferris, I like seeing him. Yeah, it's a lot. I'm trying to remember like Will Clark. Trying to see him as well. He's like he's in and out of Detroit a lot. He's played I think a couple weeks ago here in Detroit. Yeah, might as well say all the names. Oh, I've never seen the Martinez brothers live. I think they're playing as well. Um, but yeah, I'm almost about to say everybody's name. I feel like, but yeah, there's a lot of people I'm really excited to see. But I also feel like it's going to be very interesting at nighttime too because there's going to be a lot of after parties and just all these people that are playing the lineup. They're going to be in town, so you're going to see them around. I think that's going to be another cool part about Chicago that weekend.
Awesome. Well, then I guess we're gonna go ahead and finish off this interview now. I'm gonna mention a little bit about Arc Festival. So Arc Music Festival, it's gonna be happening Labor Day weekend, September 4th and the 5th, over at Union Park in Chicago, Illinois. If you want to check out more, go over to arcmusicfestival.com. Cool. And we really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to conduct an interview with us. It was great listening to everything and hearing all that you had to say about your whole musical journey. It was
No, I
very
appreciate you
interesting.
asking. Thank you. I appreciate Thomas. Thank you, Andy. I really appreciate this. It's always fun talking about music, so thank you for supporting me here. It means a lot.
And we hope to see you around. Hopefully, I'll see you over at Arc Music Festival when you come up.
No, I appreciate that, and then good luck on your job search for sure. I know the feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is. But like I said, thank you for the time that you've taken out of your day. We really appreciate it. We hope you have a great rest of the day and you have a great weekend too.
Yeah. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good one.
You
Bye.
too.
Take care. Bye now.